We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Don Sturz, the first openly gay president of the Westminster Kennel Club, highlights the LGBTQ plus community's significant role in dog sports and our love for pets.
Last year's intense conservative backlash reshaped corporate pride campaigns, prompting companies like Bud Light, Target, Nike, The North Face, and Ralph Lauren to rethink their 2024 approaches.
Over 40 cities across 21 states faced vandalism and theft of LGBTQ plus symbols this year during June Pride Month.
Adam Lampert's ITV documentary explores Freddie Mercury's legacy through his bandmates, highlighting Mercury's views on the words queer and music.
A Broadway Harry Potter store's trans-inclusive flag garners online praise amid ongoing J.K. Rowling's controversy over trans rights.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news broadcasting live and then available on demand. Available on all your favorite streaming channels. We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, that we have had more than 9 million views. Woo. And welcome to Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a non-profit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our queer culture, the Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans students and youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
That's right. And let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's begin by welcoming Bonnie Builder. She's the premier South Florida bodybuilding drag queen and the current reigning Mixed Marys. A recent graduate of FIU, Bonnie Builder is a trainer and comes to life with a microphone and a spotlight, baby. Bonnie, so Nathan's Beach Club is hosting the first annual Miss Nathan Beach Bebe 2024 on July 15th. Tell us what's happening.
So I'm a huge fan of this Nathan's venue. I've performed there a couple of times and they treat the queens so very well. They actually have a room for queens to get ready in. It's like a newfounded idea. It's crazy. So I'm a big fan of the venue, which is why I'll be competing in this pageant. I will be doing all the categories. So there's glam, there's camp, there's more glam, there's Q&A, and I hate to talk, so I don't know how I'm going to do with that part.
Really?
But yeah. So I'm very excited to participate in this. I'm ready to fight for my second crown. I got my first crown from Hamburger Mary's. Whenever that happened, whatever venue that was.
Oh my God, but you're still fresh off that, baby. You know,
Truly, yes.
Are you going to bring some of that to this crown? Because, I mean, that's what it took to win your Mixed Marys.
Yeah, weapons. I'm going to bring weapons. And that's sure that I win.
You guys
like
better
that,
be ready.
Hello.
Weapons and threats. I got it. Next up, let's welcome anchor Dr. Bobby Huen. He's a certified civil and family mediator and a founder of BH Conflict Resolution Services. From Hong Kong and having grown up across the world, he can offer a queer global perspective on current events. Welcome back, Bobby. How you doing, honey?
Great.
Got a haircut. I like it. Nice haircut.
Yes, that's why no hat today.
Bobby always has a hat on that says, what is it? Mediator, just in case nobody knows, right? Right?
Hey, branding is important, you know. It's like
definitely use
it's
that
like with a
around the
hat that says
table.
hostage
Absolutely,
negotiator.
yes. It's needed.
Well, it's good to have you back, Bobby. Welcome next, our sweet, beautiful anchor, Miss Cindy Brown. Cindy was an early organizer of the Miami AIDS Walk and the White Party for Care resource. She is the program director for the Lambda Living program at Jewish Community Services. I love them. And she also served as the founding executive director of Miami Beach Pride. Welcome back, Cindy. How you doing, boo?
I am doing great. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be around the table with all you fantastic people.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Next up, let's welcome Corey Billions. Corey is a proud LGBTQ plus community member from West Palm Beach. He has served as a pharmacy technician for 10 years and currently works as a peer coordinator at Community Care Resource. Welcome back. How are you, Corey? Good to see you.
I'm great. I'm having a good time. You know, today is a great day to be blessed and be gay.
That's right.
Since Pride Month is over.
That part.
We're gay after.
Hello.
Still
But
gay.
I'm having fun.
Yes, I love that you always look so calm and cool and collective. Like, it's like everybody be running around doing stuff right before and you're like,
It's
I'm
organized
cool, I'm
chaos.
chill. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, now that makes more sense, Corey. All right.
Yeah, he ain't got to paint his face for 2 hours. And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the FayWhat show on Mondays at Hotspots Happening Out. Faye, the Black Market is presenting Goth Homecoming 2024 on September 7th. Tell me, what's happening?
Calling the strange and unusual people for an evening of darkness, baby. The Black Market presents Goth Homecoming 2024, Saturday, September 7th, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. at Revolution Live, okay? It's going to transform this place into an eerie, gothic domain for a morbid celebration featuring bands, DJs, drag shows, burlesque, and over 50 vendors. Photo areas, goth karaoke, and a ceremony for Homecoming King and Queen. Live performances by Love Song, Cure Tribute, their Cure Tribute band, Ordinary Boys, Smiths, who are also the Smiths and Morrissey Tribute Band. We got drag shows by the Dominique, Aracelita, and the beautiful, the incredible, the most talented drag queen I know, Bonnie Builder.
Yeah.
Yes! Burlesque by Sin Silver, Roxy Stones, and Body Dancer 10 is hosted by Party Carlos and the incredible Miss Auntie Mame, who we adore. $1,000 prize for Homecoming King and Queen, Revolution Live, Fort Lauderdale. Tickets are available at shotgun.live.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, it starts at 7. I might even be able to go.
Early enough.
Right
Early.
before bedtime.
And at 7:35, somebody comes in and snatches Cindy out and goes, all right, time to go
Come
back to
on,
Miami.
come
But you
on.
had fun for 35 minutes, right?
I might even
Make it
show
maybe
up.
until 9.
I think we should goth her up, Bonnie. What do you think? We
Yes.
should totally goth
Blackface.
her up.
No, I'm kidding.
What?
What? Black makeup. Black
Better terminology.
Put black
face.
on your face.
Yeah.
Put black on your face
Wow.
and strut.
Sure.
Thank God you're the one who said
That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
So, folks, we are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. First this evening, let's queer up gay culture. Westminster Kennel Club President Don Sturz explains why dogs are a gay's best friend. Like many queer individuals, Don Sturz has had a lifelong love affair with dogs. As a young boy grappling with his sexuality, Sturz found solace and self-worth in training his dogs for competition. Decades after his first appearance at the prestigious Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, established in 1877, Sturz served as a Best in Show judge at the 2022 event, awarding the title to the first bloodhound Trumpet. Last year, he made history as the first openly gay president of the Westminster Kennel Club. A former educator and mental health expert, Sturz frequently speaks about the positive relationship between dogs and humans, emphasizing how dogs can bring joy and purpose to people's lives. He suggests this is particularly true for marginalized communities like LGBTQ+. Ahead of this year's Kennel Club Dog Show, which was held in May, Sturz shared insights on the LGBTQ+ community's unique bond with dogs and the valuable lessons we can learn from them. Speaking to The Advocate, Don Sturz shared his views on whether LGBTQ+ people are overly represented in the professional dog world or if it's just a stereotype. He said, quote, LGBTQ+ community is very represented in the sports of dogs. For a young gay guy growing up in a sport where some of the most highly regarded, most successful, most respected participants were individuals from the LGBTQ+ community, that representation was very significant for me, end quote. being a pet lover myself, I've got to agree 100% with Sturz. I love this story, okay? You know, everybody at this table, we either have our dogs, we love our dogs, or, you know, or we've had pets in the past. You know, for LGBTQ plus, a lot of people don't like kids. Okay. A lot of us don't want kids. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Like my whole life, I knew I didn't want to procreate. All right. I didn't bring one. I'm going to bring more crazy into the world. Right. But like dogs, you know, I got sober with a dog. I went through cancer with a dog. Right. At my lowest, darkest moments in time when I had contemplated suicide, I didn't, because I didn't think that my dog would be found. Okay. So I always say that my dog saved my freaking life.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, so what Sturz is saying is not anything that everybody at the table doesn't agree with, you know? That's Padme. And, you know, she's 15 now. And, you know, she saved my life, folks. You know, when I would drop and have seizures from not having enough alcohol or too little alcohol, I would wake up to her trying to lick my face, you know? You know, right now she bites people, and I let her, because I mean she saved my life, you know. And I'm not alone in stories like that. So common in our community. Dogs are asshole whisperers, you know. And they know an asshole, and dogs know our deepest secrets, breakups to cancer to deaths. They know it all. They have our deepest secrets with them, and they carry them. Sometimes when I'm on vacation, I don't want to freaking come home, right? I just got back from Medellin. The only thing that brought me back were my dogs. Anybody else at the table?
Yeah, I love my dogs, and they're the only creatures that love me unconditionally, and no matter what, are going to want to snuggle with me and, you know, be excited when I get home. Yeah, maybe it's because I give them treats every time I get home, but you know, I think that, you know, like you, Faye, I went through some very, you know, traumatic experiences.
Very similar ones.
Yeah,
Yes.
and my dog was with me the whole time. For the first time in my life now, I have 2 dogs. So I have my Maya 7-year-old, who is nice and snuggly and settled down, and I have my puppy Morgan, who is about 9 months old, who's all over the place.
Who's running the house, right?
And I love them both.
And they're your babies.
They are my babies.
And they're your babies. I just don't think that life is fun without a dog. Like here at the Happening Out Television Studios, right? When I decided to do my show here, right? When I decided to do the FayWhat show here, I said, you know, I'm about dogs. My life is about dogs. I need a dog. And I was so blessed that, you know, our production and executive producers and everybody owns dogs. And they're like, oh, we're bringing our dog with them.
Exactly.
You know, she'll be part of your show. Hell to the That's how I want to go to work, you know?
Absolutely.
I had a Frenchie once upon a time, but I lost it in the divorce. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. He woke up, training him was a motherfucker. I swear the first 3 weeks was just that yapping. I hated him. But then after, he was like, he knew the routine. He caught on, and it was the best thing that happened for me.
Because you know that the training was to train the parent.
Exactly.
It's not really to train the pet ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
To
So
get
you
his
got trained
cues to use
good.
the bathroom
You
when
got
he's
trained
hungry.
good.
Yeah, he did.
Bobby?
Being the one thing that's better than being dog parent is being a dog uncle.
Oh, I love that!
It's like if you have like human nieces and nephews that you like, as a dog uncle, you just take them in, you know, you feed them, you
Just
don't
dog sit.
the dog sit, you cuddle with them, and then
They go
at the
back.
end they go back. You don't have to take care of the vet bills, you don't have to really feed them, and everything that come with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta give a quick shout out to my dog, I guess brother, Bentley. Love you. Also my dog sister-in-law, Mia. I love you too.
I love that.
And
Say no to the dogs. I
my
know,
late
right?
Like they know.
my late doggy brother-in-law, Brutus. Love you so much, baby. Miss you.
Oh, I love that. And folks out there, listen, if you're alone, you don't have to be alone, right? Look at me and gorgeous Jamal and Luna in bed. That's us usually snuggled up, right? I don't know who's cuter, Jamal or Luna. That's a hard one. But, you know, so folks out there, you know, if you're alone, right, you don't have to be alone, right? Most of these shelters offer fostering. And guess what? With fostering, like Bobby said, you don't pay the vet, you don't pay the food. All you have to do is give love. That's it. You can literally go to any animal shelter, right, and say, I've got a couple of weeks. Can you give me a dog for a month? I can take a dog for a couple of weeks. I can, whatever it is, you're giving them a break from where they're usually at. And it might help you too. Trust me. The little bit that you're giving, you're getting back so much more in return. A million times over. Trust me.
Right.
Next, let's queer up business. Major brands scale back pride campaigns amid conservative backlash in 2024. Last year saw a significant backlash against corporate pride campaigns, leading several major brands to rethink their strategies for 2024. The pushback began with an intensive conservative response to June Pride Month last year, targeting companies that promote the LGBTQ plus inclusivity. Bud Light faced severe boycott and backlash after a minor social media ad featuring trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. The response included smashing beer bottles, death threats to Mulvaney, and pledges to never drink the brand again. Bush estimates the backlash cost the company more than $1 billion. Target also came under fire from right-wing extremists accused of marketing tuck-friendly swimsuits to children, a claim that was false. The backlash escalated to confrontations with employees, destruction of Pride displays, and threats of violence. In response, Target announced that this year Pride merchandise would only be available online and in select stores. Nike, known for its annual Pride collection, seems to have skipped a new campaign this year. Searches for Nike Pride saw last year's Be True collection with only one item currently available for purchase. The North Face, which defended its Pride collaboration with drag queen Patagonia last year, appears to have no new campaign for the U.S. for 2024. However, a search reveals a possible Pride-themed collection on the brand's Australian website. Ralph Lauren, with a long history of Pride Month campaigns, also seem to have scaled back. The luxury brand sites only feature a landing page with last year's campaign contents. In previous years, Queer News Tonight has extensively discussed rainbow capitalism stories leading up to June Pride. Those stories in 2024 are noticeably absent. The big question now that June Pride is over will be if corporate decline in support will continue throughout the rest of the year, much less what will happen after the presidential election. Now, I think rainbow capitalism, obviously if they're going to pander out rather than pander to us, but also the past several years have also been very evident to me that sometimes the Pride merchandise is just too tacky or too slap on. Just slap a rainbow pattern on anything, says Coach, and have that hideously colored rainbow purse. Or Ralph, or Nike have, I need one pair of rainbow sneakers maybe at most. I don't really need one every year.
Yeah, but them having that available for purchase
it's a gesture.
It's a gesture. I mean, it's not a huge gesture, Bobby, and I get it.
You don't need one every year, but I don't have any yet.
And I don't have any either, so I'd like one too, but it's true, we haven't really talked about those stories like we did last year on this, Cindy. Last year we had talked for a month before of a lot of it. And I think that a lot of people also got scared off from Target, what happened to Target. Most brands don't have the money that Bud Light and Target have to fight against all this. They just don't. People were saying they'd never drink Bud Light again. Then the next week they were fucking drinking it, right? Whatever.
Those snowflake-shaped conservatives who want to force all these companies to abandon their campaigns, they are essentially so loud. It's a minority that is so loud and that used to be us. We used to be the loud minority, but now they are the loud minority, and they're screaming their lungs off and, going into stores. I mean, these are all unleashed because a certain presidential candidate has allowed them to be unleashed, allowed them to climb to the top of the power in Washington, D.C., and now unleashing that 2025 awful Vision 2025 or whatever they call it.
I don't need their pandering in the spotlight. I need these companies to support us in the background. I need you to make your donations to proper legislations. I need you to support us. I need you to hire the proper people, have the proper people in your corporation so that they can guide you to the right direction. The pandering was getting very old. I was very vocal about how Target targeted us with the rainbows and everything, and then they got scared and pushed it all to the back. Right. And it was an empty gesture. So thank you for being seemingly prideful. But what are you doing on the other 11 months out of the year? Who are you donating to? Who are you supporting? Who is leading your business?
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
says more about a company's commitment to diversity.
And to their employees, if you're
show me what you do, not
Hell
what you're selling, because
not
that's
what you're selling.
Selling is all about making money, but put your
And if
money
they
where
have
your
those
mouth
type
is
of
in other ways.
if they have those type of products, if you have the right people on your team, you'll get quality product and you'll get the sales that you're looking for.
But you need LGBTQ people on your team.
My point
not
exactly.
just getting some white cisgendered man to tell us what we like about
And
what we
it's
like to
usually
wear.
Right.
And like Bobby said, to slap a rainbow on a pink shirt and just say, here you go.
Here you go.
know?
Yeah, the only disappointment on this list is Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren is such a good brand that any Pride collection would not have killed them. It would just and plus
They usually get it right.
I would say that's probably every gay man has once worn a Ralph Lauren shirt. I guarantee.
And many lesbians.
Lesbians.
Honey,
pants? Come on now.
Lesbians made those polos pop, okay, and sell out. All right, when you can't find that polos because a lesbian took it and went off to play softball.
Right.
Thanks, Bonnie.
All right, let's clear up social justice. Nationwide Pride Month attacks on LGBTQ+ symbols surge. During Pride Month, over 40 cities nationwide witnessed attacks on LGBTQ symbols, including rainbow flags and crosswalks. These incidents occurred in 21 states, with a majority in blue states like California, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Washington, but also in red states like Idaho, Montana, Texas, and West Virginia. While most theft and vandalism appear to be perpetrated by lone wolf individuals rather than coordinated extremist groups, local police, news reports, officials, and victims indicated a significant increase in attacks compared to previous years. This rise coincided with heightened anti-LGBTQ+ rhetoric and legislation from Republicans and other conservatives. In Boise, Idaho, for example, an annual display of 60 rainbow flags was vandalized 4 times in June. Michael Dale, president of Boise Pride, an LGBTQ+ advocacy group, remarked, quote, "It happens all the time now." Amanda Gentry, a victim of vandalism in rural Warren County, Tennessee, experienced this firsthand. After hoisting a rainbow pride flag outside her law firm's office, a surveillance video captured a man cutting it down the following night. Among the high-profile incidences, over 150 pride flags were vandalized outside the Stonewall Monument. A gunshot pierced a rainbow flag in an Oregon library window, and 3 teens were arrested for vandalizing a pride crosswalk in Washington state. These attacks coincided with the introduction of at least 510 anti-LGBTQ+ bills nationwide by Republican legislators over the past year, with more than 30 becoming law in 2024. So you see why support is necessary? Yeah. Because all these hateful people are being galvanized by the hateful rhetoric and hateful legislation being pushed, so they feel like, oh, it's cool to attack them now. And this has been happening for years. Yes. So I am tired of people questioning, why do we need pride? I'm tired of people questioning, why do we need to be so loud about it? Because we're still being attacked for it. And by not just the older folk who should be getting aged out, no offense, but like by the younger folk who are like being brought in, and they're being taught this rhetoric by their elders, like spreading the hate. It's insane.
Social media influence.
I was going to say social media.
Lord,
Yeah.
I mean, when people J.K. Rowling, lips of TikTok, or even Colorado GOP chair who basically said that burn pride flags. This type of tactic, like inspiring lone wolf attacks, is straight out of white supremacist label. Sure. That's how it happened in Oklahoma City when Timothy McVeigh bombed on the federal building.
And this is also, a result of all of the misinformation that you find on social media. Anybody can give themselves whatever title they want and say whatever they want.
Yeah.
And all it takes is for
one person and
share it, and then it shares again.
I want to touch on something. I want to touch on something that Bobby said, though. 9 out of 10 times it's a white cisgender man,
absolutely,
all right, that is struggling maybe with his sexuality and is threatened by our community that is doing this shit. It is never a woman. It is never a black or brown person. All right. Let's just be very clear about that.
And let's say it again.
Billions is like that.
And say it again.
have no
Still
words.
not a drag queen.
And
It was
still
never
not
a drag queen.
And BTW, still not a drag queen.
I
Never a
will
drag
say
queen.
this, sort of against the point that you just made.
Please.
Probably closeted. I feel a certain way with that sort of sentiment, because the people who hate us aren't just queers themselves. It's straight up straight people
And it's straight
who
up
are threatened by our
truly
freedom.
hate us.
So there's a percentage of those who wish they could be out, but they can't, so they turn to violence to attack us. But there are just some straight up straight bros who are jealous that they can't be as free as we are, and they take it out on us. So it's on both sides.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I encourage protecting yourself. I am a concealed weapons carrier by the state of
Legally.
Florida. Thank you, Nikki, even though I didn't vote for you. But no, seriously, self-defense, like any type of understanding of your environment. Make sure you have good communication with friends. Make sure your neighborhoods, you're aware of like certain people around in and your registered sex offenders. Let's check that list regularly.
Actually,
Like different things like that can make a difference.
No, but you're right. These are things that people have to think about, you know? Like, I mean, we've got to be safe about everything. We've got to go back to the days of like, hey, let me know when you got home, or no,
Exactly. Drop
Yeah.
a pin.
let me walk you to your car. Wilton
Yes.
Manors is a safe little bubble, but it also has these weird side streets. I've been followed in Wilton freaking
believe
Manors,
it.
okay? And it is
Everywhere.
never by a gay person
No.
that's following me.
That's
okay?
crazy, though.
So just be aware, all right? I think that everybody feels that heightened kind of something,
Yeah.
course.
right?
Yeah.
Like we're all kind of
Yeah.
like, okay,
I never
Yeah,
used to
right.
be like
you know,
that.
come for us, we're coming for you, right? But like,
Right.
Like, I'm staying over here, just you stay over there.
Right.
Cindy, what's next, Mama?
Well, now we're going to queer up gay culture. Why do so many LGBTQ plus people reject queer? In the new documentary, Adam Lambert, Out Loud and Proud, which aired on the British channel ITV last month, out singer Adam Lambert gained deeper insight into queer musical icon Freddie Mercury from Mercury's bandmates Roger Taylor and Brian May. Brian May discussed how terms like queer have evolved over time. May explained, quote, "The vocabulary has changed a lot. Queer was a word you wouldn't want to use. I would never have used it to describe Freddie, and he would have been upset if we had. He would have said, 'I'm not queer, I'm normal, darling,'" end quote. May noted that even today in 2024, describing Mercury as a queer musician feels complex. Mercury would have simply responded, quote, "I'm a musician, darling. That's all I want to tell you," end quote. Taylor and May also reflected on Mercury's reluctance to tour the U.S. due to anti-gay stigma and how the states initially resisted the band's music. May recalled Mercury's prediction that Queen would not top U.S. charts again until after his death, a prophecy that proved true. Freddie Mercury, a founding member of Queen and writer of hits like Crazy Little Thing Called Love and We Are the Champions, died in 1991 of AIDS-related complications at the age of 45. Lambert has been Queen's lead singer for the past 12 years. The Queen documentary created a significant social media response to the use of queer. Thousands commented that queer is a word that has been reclaimed from its Freddie Mercury-era slur. Others noted that they cannot move beyond the hurt the slur caused to their lives. It should be noted that studies show for the LGBT community, the younger you get, the more likely the use of the word queer, while the older you get, the higher the likelihood of rejection of the word. What's wrong with queer, especially as it is used for the name of an LGBT daily television news show like Queer News Tonight? Well, you know, I work a lot with LGBT seniors, and I myself am one.
You are?
I have no issue.
Girl,
look
you
good.
better
Thank
stop. She look good, but come on.
Yes.
I have no issue with the word queer, but I know a lot of seniors who are highly offended to be called queer, as I said in the article, because it was used as a slur. They were beat up. They were dragged out of bars by cops. Queer was a very, very negative slur that older LGBT people heard while they were getting the crap beat out of them. So I understand a portion of the older generation having an issue with the word queer, but I also think as we progress and those people, the younger generation is going to get older, and then I think that maybe ultimately we can get rid of the whole LGBTQ plus alphabet.
They're adding too many letters.
Queer plus or Q plus or something
queer
like that.
plus.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ready for that yet.
I don't think we're there yet. I think, to your point, right? I think if it was used against you, it's really hard for you to just claim it back, right? You know what I mean? I don't like the word dyke. I don't like it. I'm never going to use it. I just don't like it. When I consider myself, I would not refer to myself as that D word. I don't even like the parade dykes on bikes because of it. I don't like the connotation of it, right? And that's their freaking name. You know what I mean? And I respect those women, so much. So I think that if it was used against you and you've got some kind of trauma over it, it's going to take you some time, The word faggot is used like nothing, all right? It stings me because I remember seeing my friends being, being just ostracized with words like that, But bitch can be a bad word too, Sissy. Everybody's been called a sissy, and that's a horrible, ugly word. And we just let that one go through, At this age, I use queer as an umbrella, right? Like if I'm on stage and I'm like, oh, where are my queer people? I mean, instead of saying LGBTQ plus, right? But I never want to not include someone either. Yeah. So if they're going to add more letters to the acronym, I'm going to say all the letters that are added. You know what I mean? Because I want everybody to be seen.
True.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bond?
Can we take a quick poll? Who here uses queer as a self-identifier?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
I have.
So I'm not offended. I don't regularly use it, but I'm not offended when it's used towards me because I define queer as off the beaten path. We are not heteronormative. I think that's what it is to me. It's just not heteronormative. Nothing about this is heteronormative. It's sexy.
Okay,
but
so
it's not
am I heteronormative?
No.
Okay.
I look at you and clearly
I'm a big dyke.
pussy.
See, I said it. I'm over it. See?
I just look like your typical soccer mom.
You
right?
look like my uncle.
Right. Neil Patrick Harris.
Nice, handsome silver fox. I love it.
But I do remember when I first started working here at Queer News Tonight that you could see, and Cindy was there around that time, that people would still be kind of like, ooh, that's your name? Like for real? Like you're allowed to say that? You're allowed to call yourself that? Like, yes, we reclaimed it.
I think it's in the sense of like how the black people kind of took the N-word and put a spin on it.
Literally is what I was thinking.
So, the younger generation, they're growing up in a different time. So like even like they're okay with a gay relationship in elementary school. They're okay with kissing and gay cartoons and gay propaganda to the red people. But, it's just the new age of owning, like I'm taking this back, I'm owning it, I'm making it a positive spin on it, and it's going to be for me and my community.
I'm actually surprised how many young adult-oriented cultural offerings are there that features queer characters these days.
Exactly.
I'm surprised. Like Netflix is like wall to wall with like boys love and blah blah blah. I'm like, huh? Where are all these shows?
But isn't it awesome though at the same time though, Bobby? Because
it's great.
Real.
No, I love it. I love that we
exist. Exactly.
But
when
also,
I was growing up, I could never see myself.
Also, Cindy,
all.
I'm just gonna put it there. I see you like Jamie Lee Curtis trying to sell me probiotic yogurt.
Actually,
And I love me some Jamie Lee Curtis.
I love that.
I'm sorry.
What? She goes to bed early too.
Yeah.
Oh!
Nothing good happens
You're
after
eating
5
yogurt, running
p.m.
away from Michael Myers. Yes.
Right?
Wow. Corey, what's
Okay,
next, baby?
Next, let's queer up the USA View. Harry Potter store in NYC, New York City, displays trans-inclusive pride flag. A Harry Potter store in New York City has garnered online attention for its display of the trans-inclusive Progress Pride flag. An image of the store located on Broadway was shared on Twitter. The flag decoration celebrating Pride Month features the trans pride colors of white, pink, and blue, reflecting all facets of the LGBTQ community. This gesture comes amid the ongoing controversy surrounding Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, known for her polarizing views on trans rights. Many Twitter users reacted positively to the store's show of trans solidarity. However, one user commented that the decision to fly the flag seemed entirely performative. Rowling first faced criticism in 2019 for supporting gender-critical campaigner Maya Forstater, who was in a legal battle over her anti-trans views. Since then, Rowling has continued to mock the trans community, oppose Scotland's gender recognition reform bill, and launch a trans exclusionary crisis center in Edinburgh.
That place in Scotland.
That place in Scotland.
Yeah.
JK, can I just say I was never a Harry Potter fan? Let's start there.
Me neither. I never watched a movie. I never saw.
I was never in that.
That doesn't matter. Millions of other people did, mother.
I mean,
Okay? And she rich. So
she's
come on.
very
go
rich.
talk. Uh-huh.
So they care about what she says. Anytime you have $1, they're going to care about what you say.
Literally.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the people who are running her facilities and running these things, you can't control and micromanage every single person. And if you have pride in yourself, you're going to be the one to go against the grain and say, you know, I don't care what the owner says. I'm going to do this whether I get fired or not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in that case, the employee are probably very safe. First of all, Harry Potter's IP is jointly owned not just by J.K. Rowling alone, but she also licensed it to Warner Brothers to make all those movies, and therefore she can have final approval on certain things, but certainly Warner Brothers would not allow her to like put anti-trans
Yeah.
merchandise
That'll be
or
of course
books
not.
or expression in their
course
store.
not. Yeah.
So for the Harry, I mean, for example, you go to Universal Studios. Yes, Harry Potter is there,
Everywhere.
but there's the strategy is to basically essentially minimize her.
Minimize her.
The universe has been created. We don't need her anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like Star Wars, like, you know, if George Lucas become problematic, we'll just, you know, find someone
Wars,
else to
Star
write
Wars.
the new stuff.
Yeah, I think JK.
The irony of this is that what's Harry Potter about? It's about being different.
Yes.
Yes.
It's about, you know, a young boy
Overcoming.
and you know, he's different from his family and you know, and it just is really problematic that she can be so inclusive and support, you know, diversity in that respect, except when it comes to trans people.
Look, she is a TERF through and through.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how you want to freaking package her. I don't care, okay? Every single time that they talk about J.K. Rowling, something else idiotic comes out of her mouth. She just called David Tennant part of the gender Taliban for defending trans folks, okay?
Yes.
Like, get the hell away from me with all you
Taliban
listen.
now?
Money makes people sexy as hell, and it hasn't made you sexy at all.
No.
You know?
Right.
And so, and I guess that they ended up putting in front of the store the intersex progress flag, not the trans flag.
Oh,
so they just put, but still, it's still
something.
the progress.
Yeah,
it's still
very
our
true.
flag
Yeah.
at a New York City store, you know. And now, all our community, every time any of us sees Harry Potter, even the ones who love and follow Harry Potter, we all go.
She
J.K.
put her fan
Rowling.
base, fan base in a compromised position.
Yeah.
Because she wrote a story about being queer, literally. And when all the queer kids were like, "Oh, I see this, I see myself in this," and they turn around going like, "Well, not all y'all, not most, but not all y'all." That's the problem that she has set up for her community.
Also, J.K. Rowling taking on the most unproblematic Doctor Who actor, an icon, essentially, for the last 20 years. He's the 10th Doctor. He's married to the 5th Doctor's daughter.
Oh.
I mean, he is a fanboy through and through.
Wow.
And yes,
And she took him on.
And I'm fluent in Doctor Who. And for him to basically, he is, let's just say that he is the least problematic celebrity for Britain. He is their Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Like, you know, like nothing actually can go wrong.
Yeah.
But like, so for them to basically pitch battle against the Doctor versus J.K. Rowling versus this like equality, ironically called women and equality minister, who is also a TERF.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
a black TERF, actually.
Yes, this story gets better and better.
And she was yelling at David Tennant for basically criticizing her, and so off to the races. And by the way, tomorrow is British general election, and it's largely expected the ruling Conservative Party is going to get pummeled, like essentially into dust.
Wow.
They're
Good.
they're projected to
We should
lose
follow
over
suit.
300
Yeah,
seats.
exactly.
From your lips to God's ears.
That's right.
As a nonprofit LGBTQ plus media organization, we would like to thank our viewers, you, for supporting our mission to tell the stories of the queer community. We have to thank the generous support of Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ plus community's most popular pizza in South Florida, and we love it.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
All right, that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That's the passion of Hotspot Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
That's right, Cindy. And I am your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat. And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Bonnie Builder, Dr. Bobby Huen, Cindy Brown, Corey Billiams, and Luna, our dog. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ plus community, we wish you good night.
Good night.